It can be the source of various capacities, the qualities that we need to live our life individually and personally. In terms of strength, in terms of clarity, in terms of power, willpower, love, intelligence. And there are reasons why we can experience our true nature or the pure awareness and not recognize the brilliance, not recognize one quality or another. Because there are certain positions, there's certain position of the mind, certain biases, certain obstacles that are in the way of it arising. Each quality what we find in this work, the Diamond approach, each quality not only gives us certain capacities that reminds us of our true nature, but also helps us in our life. That way we can integrate our life with our spiritualism. But each one has its own obstacles, you see. Like our ideas about intelligence, our positions about it, our beliefs about it, how we feel about our own intelligence, whether we feel we are intelligent or not, whether we think we are stupid or not, you see. It's relevant for these can prevent it from arising. If you believe that you're not intelligent, you're not very intelligent, you will tend not to be open to that quality to arise, you see. So the book discusses the quality of intelligence and some of the characteristics like the synthesis and the brilliance, but also goes into some details about what are the obstacles, what are the particular issues that we can understand in ourselves, that if we can understand, can dissolve, that brilliance can be more available to us. And turns out we don't need to be completely enlightened for it to be available to us. Because the qualities of true nature are more easily accessible than the source, than the ground, true nature, the pure awareness. So I hope I succeeded making clear or to open up our conscious mind to the possibility for intelligence being something more available, that it is potential for all humanity. You see? That if we can see what intelligence is and can experience it, maybe our capacities can become more effective, more efficient. So my hope is that we can open our mind a little more about the question of intelligence and spiritual realization and the recognition that spiritual realization is not separate from life. This view, this understanding about spiritual realization shows that enlightenment or realization or recognition of spiritual nature can be very useful for everyday life. Everyday life is not something to throw away. It's not unimportant. Spiritual realization makes life more complete, allows our life to express the qualities of our realization, of our spiritual nature. So our life can become more complete, more full. That way we can become a more complete, more mature human beings. Okay, so maybe now we can have some questions for a few minutes. So if you have a question, okay, one over there, so you could stand up so they can bring you the microphone.
I have a question about, it's on, yeah, about the practical use. I can understand from everything that you've said that doing the work and developing spiritually would help people maybe also get more practical intelligence for everyday life.
Right.
But one of your last sentences, you also said, you do not need to become enlightened, you do not need to develop in all areas to already benefit and to become more intelligent. I work as a teacher.
Yeah.
Most of my students, I teach economics, they are not involved in spiritual work.
Right.
Would you have any advice on what I could do with ordinary people not interested in spiritual work to help them develop their intelligence in a practical way with the insights that you described in your book?
Interesting question. It's not easy to do it without some kind of in touchness with spiritual experience. Right? But what I'm saying that usually people think of spiritual realization as a one-shot thing, as either or. I'm enlightened or not enlightened. I have a spiritual realization or not. Well, really spiritual realization comes in many degrees and many kinds. So it is possible somebody has realization in the sense they can, for instance, experience real love. True love, not just emotional love, but the love of spirit, like the presence, the actual nectar, the actual love that is not created by mind, that's not a reaction from history. It's possible somebody to experience that, although they might not be able to experience the pure awareness. The same thing about brilliance, about intelligence. Somebody might be able to experience intelligence, even though they're not fully realized completely, in the sense they cannot experience the pure awareness with all its qualities. Now, to a practical thing about intelligence itself, the quality of intelligence, I think it will help to recognize the particular issues and the obstacles. If you recognize the issues and obstacles to that quality of intelligence, a person can open up to their intelligence more. It's a lot of details. You'll have to read the book, really, to get into it, because the second half of the book is all about that, the various, and I work with some people there, how to work with them, what is the issue, what is the obstacle, what is the ignorance that makes the person not be open to their own inherent intelligence. So, as a teacher, if you know those some, and pay some attention to them, and your student, I think might be helpful. Maybe they won't recognize the brilliance itself, but they might be more open to their intelligence. And we can all benefit from more intelligence, whether we're spiritual or not. Even spiritual people can benefit from intelligence. So, it doesn't hurt to live in the world intelligently, even when we're enlightened. It actually helps a great deal. Okay, question over there. Yeah, stand up, please, so he can see you. Yeah.
Something about the way the body can express emotions, like tears, and intelligence.
Yeah.
And and also how to deal spirituality with emotions if you're not caught up in a story about emotions, but emotions as pure coming out in what's happening inside of you. I hope I'm a little clear. But
Yeah, I think I understand you. Let me see. You'll see from my answer whether I got it or not. Our emotional responsiveness can be intelligent or not. So that's, I think, some people talk about emotional intelligence. What does that mean? Meaning we are more observant, we recognize what is happening, and we respond the exact way that is needed. Not more, not less, not this way, but just right. So our emotions, how we express them, right, can be intelligent or not. Many of us express our emotion unintelligently